Okay. Hello, everybody, and a big welcome, huge welcome to this week's Soul Spotlight podcast. And I'm so happy to have you join me here. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Jayne Pearl. I'm a shamanic healer practitioner and teacher, and I'm a soul guide. So, huge welcome now. And my beautiful guest this week is the lovely Kerry Hussain. And Kerry is a cosmic chromatologist, and I'm going to ask her now to tell you exactly what that is. Okay, so hi, Kerry, huge welcome. Thank you for being here with me. Would you like to just tell us a little bit about you, please, Kerry?
Hi, yeah, thanks, Jane. Thanks so much for having me. This is going to be so much fun. Okay, so cosmic chromatologist, yeah, it's quite an unusual word. Chromatology is basically the study of color, the science of color. So I call myself the cosmic chromatologist because I'm sort of focused on using the energy of color and working with the energy of different frequencies, different color frequencies, and different energies, and using color in that way as opposed to simply the kind of aesthetic
Mm.
way that most people use color.
Okay, okay, right, good. That's good. That sounds wonderful. It sounds fascinating as well on all kinds of levels. Yeah, amazing. How did it all start for you, Kerry? How did you discover this world of colour?
Well, it kind of started when I was very young, really. But it's only been in the last couple of years when I've kind of come back to colour. So when I was little, I always loved colour. I've always been artistic, and using colour. And throughout my life, I've been involved in various different design fields. So I've done graphic design, I've done interior design, I've done product design, and
Wow.
mostly I've done broadcast design, which has been the bulk of my work. So working in TV and producing graphics for TV.
Okay,
But
fantastic.
during the lockdown, I got heavily back into painting. And as you know, I'm freelance, so there was nothing to do during lockdown. And so I thought, right, I'm gonna start painting again. And it was a way of me working through a lot of stuff. I was going through a lot of quite a heavy time at that time. I'd just been through a divorce and just really lots of depression and things like that. So painting was really a way of me working through stuff, working
Yeah,
through my emotions. Um, but after a while, I started to realize that all my work was coming out and it was all neutral, it was all dark, it was all kind of natural tones. And there was not a lot of color happening. And every time I tried to use color or bright colors, I just couldn't get it to work. And it just was frustrating me so much. I
yeah,
started to sort of think, well, why am I struggling with this? Because I love color. I love to be around color. Pink and hot pink has always been my favorite color. I love neons, and all that. And I thought, well, why can't I paint with it? So I sort of started going down a bit of a rabbit hole, as you do, because there's nothing else to do during lockdown.
that's true.
Um, and yeah, I kind of came across color therapy, which I'd never heard about before. I'd heard of art therapy, but not specifically color therapy. And so I kind of looked into that more, discovered the practice of using color for healing, and things like that. And over the next couple of years, I kind of just got more and more interested in it. Um, and then it was 2023, 2 years, I think it was June 2023. So about 2 years ago, I was in a meditation and I just heard the words manifest with color quite as clear as day, like as if someone was standing behind me that had said it out loud. And I thought, oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
that was quickly followed by the word chromagic. And I thought, oh, I like that. And so I kind of just started going into this whole looking at using color psychology and the energy of color to sort of change your state of being, so that you can use it for manifesting purposes. And I've kind of just run with it for the last
Yeah.
couple of years, and here we are. So,
Okay. Wow, that is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Lockdown for so many of us was a kind of turning point in our lives, wasn't it? You know, it really did help us
yeah,
just stop and start to go deeper and connect with actually what,
yeah,
really fire the passion in us as well. You know, it
definitely,
makes,
definitely. I mean, I really think that lockdown saved my life because I was on a very slippery, self-destructive path at that
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And, being cut off from all those kind of toxic influences,
Mhm.
I had nothing else to do. So yeah, it was a savior for me, really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does really feel that way, Kerry. As I say, and it is for so many of us as well. It was an incredible time, really. Um, okay, so you've got so much background with the use of colour, with all of your graphic design, the broadcast designs, and everything else that you've been doing. It's just absolutely amazing. So
Thank
that
you.
has really helped to have all of those kind of magical tools in your, kit bag, really. Things that you can fall back upon, and bring forward whenever you need to, which is just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean it's a funny thing because I'd always known I wanted to do something with color, but I didn't really know what. I thought interior design was going to be my thing for a long time because I love putting color schemes together and that sort of thing. And then when I actually started working in interior design, I kind of realized that the paint part of it was the only bit that I really enjoyed. So I thought, well, this isn't really going to work. I can't. And then, but then I thought, actually, I can do color consulting. So
Mm,
I've dabbled in color consulting for interiors. But yeah, just putting color. I just love putting color palettes together and sort of figuring out the best colors to use for different things. And yeah, it's been. I've kind
yeah.
of always had this knowing. I call it color cognizance.
Mm,
I've always
I
had knowing about color and which colors to use and when to use them, where to use them, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's been an
yeah.
interesting journey.
Oh, fantastic. Colour cognizance. I
Mm.
absolutely love that. That's got, yeah, yeah. There are a couple of words you can use there, Kerry,
Yeah,
in your future programs and courses.
definitely,
Beautiful.
definitely.
Okay. Um, it's so interesting, isn't it? Like you were saying about lockdown, you started to paint again,
Mm,
um, but painting in the kind of muted, darker colours, and really struggling to bring in the bright, bold
mm,
colours at that time, which is quite amazing actually, wasn't it? So it's almost like colour was, is it? I mean, I think in a way it's about the colours that are missing in our lives tell us huge amounts about
Oh,
what we need to
definitely.
know, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is what I've kind of discovered through sort of doing a lot more research is that the kind of colors that we eliminate from our energy field often reflect the things that we're missing. So, for example, I last year I sort of needed to build up my confidence. I needed to sort of start using my voice a lot more. And through color psychology and color therapy, I knew that the two colors I needed to work with the most were blue and yellow. And those are the two colors that I have never liked. I've never had anything in those colors anywhere in my house. I don't wear them, I don't have them around. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Why is that? And then through doing a bit more of the deeper work into my subconscious, I realized that I'd sort of had these negative associations with these two colors since I was a little girl. And so subconsciously I'd blocked them out. And because I blocked them out, I wasn't getting that energy from them. So I wasn't confident. I wasn't speaking up, and that kind of thing. So bringing those colors in now has really helped me to work on those two areas.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So
That's
it's fascinating how much color does actually affect us you know, emotionally, subconsciously, you know, psychologically.
Yeah, on every level, really. Yes, it's incredible. Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely I can relate to that. Not using certain colours. Yellow. I mean, I love yellow. I would
Mm.
never wear it. I would never ever
Yeah.
wear it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's yellow. I always say yellow is a bit of a Marmite color because you either love it or you hate it. I love yellow flowers.
Mm,
All my favorite flowers are yellow, like daffodils and primroses,
mm,
all the spring flowers. So I love yellow flowers. But yeah, it's not a color that I have ever worn.
mm,
I think there is a yellow for everybody. You have to
that's
find the
interesting.
right shade. I've heard, you know, I've heard because I've said that to people before, like style consultants and that people who do color analysis. And I say, oh, I just can't wear yellow because of my skin tone. And they said, well, there is a yellow for everybody. You've just got to find the right shade, I think. So, you know, and it doesn't have to be bright yellow. It can be a primrose or a pale buttery sort of cream.
Yeah.
Yellow doesn't have to mean, you know, sunshine and sunflowers.
Yeah, no, that's interesting actually. And it makes sense, doesn't it? It makes total
Mm,
sense. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
mm.
Okay, all right, that's lovely. Thank you. So for healing then, you're talking a little while ago about using colour for healing. So how do you do that?
So there are sort of three different levels, really. You've got the subconscious level, the emotional level, and the physical level. So color therapy focuses a lot on the sort of physical aspects and using the frequency of colors for physical healing. It's something that is thousands of years old. Uh,
Mhm.
Ancient Egyptians used to use it. It's obviously very well known in the sort of ancient Ayurvedic Indian practice, the chakra system, and in Chinese medicine as well. Um, in Chinese medicine, especially, each color is associated with a different organ, and using those colors on that part of the body can, or it is believed that, you know, you can heal certain
Yeah.
ailments with by putting the colors physically onto the body.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, emotionally, you can use colors to sort of change and elevate your mood. Yeah, and subconsciously, like I've said, you can use color in that way as well. Yeah, for healing, it's about interacting with the color on that sort of energetic level.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What kind of colours then would you recommend for people who are looking to balance their energy a bit more, maybe bring in some healing for certain areas of their body?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what your sort of problems are, really. If you think about the chakra system, you've got the red is your root chakra, so anything to do with kind of blood flow, low bad circulation, high blood pressure. It's good for arthritis, things like that. Stiffness of joints, red is really good for that. Orange for your sacral chakra, so that's really good for any kind of lower back issues,
Hmm.
and really good for PMS as well.
Right.
If you suffer, you know, if you suffer with that, anything to do with the kind of the reproductive system as well. So red's a really, sorry, orange is a really good color to use if you're trying for a baby as well.
Mm.
Um, Yellow is your sacral chakra. Yellow has a lot of connections with the digestive system. So it's really good for using to sort of flush out toxins and things like that in your digestive system. It's also associated with liver and pancreas. So any kind of issues you've got with those areas, yellow is good for.
Mhm.
And then green is the heart chakra. So obviously any heart related problems, you can use green. Green's also really good for sort of calming and soothing your nervous system. Uh,
Mm.
so if you're sort of anxious or stressed, green is a really good color for that. And
Yeah.
then blue is anything to do with your throat, your ears, your respiratory system, breathing, lungs, anything like that. And then what have we got next? Indigo. Indigo is your third eye, and really your the crown as well, your the violet. So indigo and violet can sort of help with things like headaches, insomnia, any kind of skin problems as well. Those colors, especially violet, is good for dermatitis. So using those colors on those certain parts of the body that are associated is believed to sort of alleviate any symptoms as well.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. And violet? Oh, you said violet, sorry.
Yeah, so violet would be to do anything to do with the
Yeah.
head and
The don't and that. Okay.
any scalp issues like dandruff or anything like that as well would be good for violet.
That's wonderful. That's brilliant. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's really lovely, isn't it? Because by using colour in that way, you can very easily and simply connect to your chakra system.
Yeah.
Yeah, but without overcomplicating it either, which is what I love about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a really good way to connect with your own body,
Yeah. Yeah.
really, and
Definitely.
because it's a sort of visual aid as well. You kind of got that connection on all levels, really.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, one of the questions I want to ask you, because I've told a lot of people that you're coming on here today, all very excited about
Oh,
it,
how cool.
which is lovely. So one of the things that somebody said to me the other day, she said, "Oh, could you ask Kerry what are the colours that she would suggest that I use in my bedroom because I have trouble sleeping, and if I do sleep, I then
Hmm.
really, really troublesome dreams."
Okay, so the general recommended color for bedrooms would be probably a dark blue, um, or a sort of indigo-y color.
Yeah.
That's the sort of standard. However, it does come down to personal preference because when I first moved into this house, my bedroom is blue, and I just couldn't sleep in there at all. It had the opposite effect on me. So it is personal preference, but a dark blue is the kind of general recommended. So I would, if you can't decorate your whole room,
Mm.
perhaps try dark dark blue bedding, perhaps pillow or an eye mask in that color. Or I would say anything that's just restful and calming. So neutral colors, soft dark greens could also have the same kind of effect as well. Just anything apart from bright colors, really. You don't want stimulating colors
No,
in the bedroom
no.
as well. So anything that's just nice and soft and gentle.
Mm. Okay. All right. That's lovely. Thank you. Good. I don't need to pass it on. She's going to be watching later.
Oh, good.
Okay. Um, so, your work, right, which is just absolutely wonderful. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do, but I haven't been active on it for a few months because I'm
Yeah.
focusing on writing at the moment. So
Okay. All right.
writing's my preferred way to communicate.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
What are you writing at the moment, or is that a personal question?
No, no, not at all. No. So I have a Substack account, which is a writing platform. Not a lot of people have heard about it. It has been around for a long time, but unless you are a sort of a writer, you might not have heard of it.
Okay.
Um, so all my blog posts that I put on my own website, I also put onto Substack. But there's a kind of it's in more of an interactive place as well, so it's
Mm.
really good. So I just write my general posts really about anything to do with color and frequency and manifesting.
Yeah.
All goes on my Substack, but I might get back to my YouTube at some point. I'm not sure yet. Just
Yeah.
give it
Okay.
a go. I'd like to give it another go
Yeah.
more, because I was doing a lot of readings on YouTube. But to
Okay.
be honest, it's a lot of work doing
Mm.
12, because I was doing them for each star sign. So doing 12 videos and recording them, editing them, uploading them. It was, it was taking me a good 2 full days.
I can imagine. Were you doing that? How often were you doing that?
I was trying to do it every week.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
So
Yeah.
it was a lot. It was a lot. And the sort of, yeah, it was just exhausting. So I kind of thought, no, I'm just going to focus on writing for the time being. But yeah, I might. I have a lot of meditations on my YouTube, so you can
Mm.
get into those, like color activations. If you want a sort of visual meditation,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
I have a lot of those on there, which are, just there all the time.
Sounds great. What's the name of your channel?
It's Chromagic.
Magic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll
Everything
I'll have a
active.
look on there. I love the idea of the color activation meditations as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
Fantastic.
just color and sound, because the
Yeah.
two together are quite, quite powerful. So
Yes. Yes. I can imagine that. I mean, presumably each color has its own sound frequency.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I've tried to match them up, but I'm not, that well up on sort of music and how sound frequencies work. So I've just kind of gone with
Yeah.
what I've found.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, each color does have its own frequency. And it's funny when you think about it, if you hear higher pitches, you automatically associate them with kind of the more what are called the electric colors. So like your blues, your violets, your indigos, those kind of electric colors. And then the lower frequency, lower pitch are always associated with the reds, the browns, black, that kind of end of the spectrum. So
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, it kind of works on the spectrum, really.
Okay. All right. Now that sounds lovely. Thank you. I'll definitely check out your channel though. Love the sound of that too. So you're a very creative person. Have you got anything in the pipeline right now that you're working on that you would love to tell us about?
I have. Funny you should ask. Um, yeah, I'm going to be launching a brand new 3-week program
Mm.
very soon, hopefully by the end of the week. Um, it's going to be something quite unique. As I say, it's a 3-week program. We start on the 25th of July, and then we finish on the Lionsgate portal on the 8th of August, which is the big manifesting day of the year. So I wanted that to be the kind of culmination. So it's going to be all about how to reprogram, retune your energy using color so that you can manifest a lot more easily. So many people, I think, are getting so sick of all the hacks, all the practices. You don't need any more methods, rituals, techniques. You just
Yeah.
need to tune your own energy field to the same thing as what you want to attract. And that's the idea of the program, is to show you how to do that
Yeah.
just using the frequency of color. So it's called Attract on Autopilot. So the idea is that, yeah, you're in that energy all the time. You don't need all these additional practices and methods and techniques.
Yeah. That sounds wonderful.
Mm.
Absolutely amazing.
It's going to be very
Mm.
exciting. It's
Yeah. Sounds really exciting. Yeah. Is there any more you can tell us without giving too much away?
um it's going to be, so it's three live Zoom calls,
Yeah.
an hour. So that'll be a live training. And then there'll be lots of extra bonuses and integrations that you can do throughout the week. We'll have a WhatsApp group for support and questions. So it's going to be hopefully a fully interactive 3-week program.
Yeah. Sounds absolutely
You can
fantastic.
learn all about manifesting with color.
Yeah. 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 That sounds wonderful. Okay. And what time is it going to be?
It's going to be 4 o'clock. So
Right.
each session's on a Friday afternoon. So it's a nice little way to end the week
Yeah.
and get into the right energy for the weekend. Yeah, so 4 o'clock on a Friday. And then, as I say, the last one will be on the Lionsgate portal, and there might be a little special bonus guest session as well.
Oh, okay, right.
Be confirmed. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to offer a little bonus session, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay. Oh, that sounds really lovely. Yeah, exciting. So the details of that you'll be launching this week, did you say?
Yes, hopefully it'll be launching this week. So it will be, if you go to chromagic.com/autopilot will be the
Right, okay.
for the page, and you can sign up when it's live.
Yeah.
But I
Brilliant.
will be sending emails. So if anyone is interested, just sign up to my email list, or come and subscribe on Substack, and you'll get all the info.
Okay. No, that sounds absolutely lovely. It really does. Yeah, amazing. Okay, so Substack. Yeah, interesting. I don't think I'm familiar with that. I don't think I've
Yeah, I don't think many people are. As I say, it's a nice little niche, quiet corner of the internet. It's just full of it's kind of how Instagram used to be when it first started. So it's full of creatives and introverts, which is great. Which is
yeah,
why I like it.
yeah, that sounds wonderful. It really does. Yeah,
Yeah.
lovely. Okay. All right. No, that's great. Good. So what was I going to ask you just now? Yeah, so you were doing your readings on your
Mm.
YouTube channel. I did see some of those. I think that was, well, how long ago was that? Seems like a long time ago. It probably wasn't,
Yeah,
but
I think the last lot I did was in March, so it's been a while.
okay, yeah,
But I
yeah.
do them online as
Mm,
well. You can book them online, and I do them at events. I was down in Kent last weekend at the Kent Wellness Festival, which was such a great event. It was really
yeah,
good fun, and I was doing readings all day, and they all went down really well. And that is actually something that again came to me. I was kind of guided to do them.
yeah.
I sort of kept getting these nudges like, oh, maybe I should try doing readings with color cards.
Mm,
And so I started just doing a few. I think you had one, didn't you? You were one of the
I did,
first
yes.
people to have one, yeah.
Wonderful.
And they've just gotten so, I mean, the more I do, the more intuitive I'm getting with them as well, and all sorts of
Yeah, that's right.
crazy synchronicities come through.
Yeah. No, the readings are absolutely amazing. They really
Mm.
are fantastic. And anyone watching, I'm definitely recommend that you have a reading with Kerry because she's wonderful. She really is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think they're great as well because they're very different because
Yeah.
it's colour cards that you're using. You know, it makes it very different actually and really, really unique for the person that you're
Mm.
looking for.
Yeah, I think that's why they kind of go down quite well at events, because everyone knows tarot readings and oracle readings and psychic readings, but this
Yeah.
is something completely different because it's you and it's about your energy. You're choosing the colors, and then I just interpret the messages and the meanings that come
Yeah.
through. And I think, yeah, it's kind of it's almost like holding up a mirror to your subconscious mind
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
That's
So
fantastic.
yeah, if there's anything, I kind of help people if there's anything you're stuck with, or that you think, why can I not just get through this? That
Yeah.
it shines a light on stuff that's hidden in the subconscious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. So I'll make sure that when we finish a bit, and we're not ready yet to finish, but when we do, that we've got all of your links for you to give to
Yeah,
people
yeah,
who
definitely.
can easily find you. Because I just know that they're going to want to. Okay. That is just absolutely lovely. And you know, sometimes, and I know that you're going to have some wonderful insights on this as well, because um, so, for example, a typical day, not every day is like this, but some days is I cannot decide what I'm going to wear.
Mm.
Go in, get ready, come out the bathroom, look in the wardrobe, and I'm thinking, right, I'll wear that. I'll put it on. I think, no, I don't like it. Don't like it. That's coming off. Let's put
Yeah.
something else on. No, I don't like that either. And before I know it, sometimes it can take me about 20 minutes to decide what it is that I'm going to wear. Now, what's going on there?
Um, I mean, I think I've got quite intentional with the colors that, I mean, I'm still trying to expand my wardrobe, because for years I tell people I'm a recovering blackaholic, because my wardrobe is basically black
Love it. Yeah.
with a bit of grey and a bit of white, and it's only in the last sort of year or so that I've started introducing more colors, and now I get intentional with it. So when I wake up, I think, well, how do I want to feel today? And
Mm,
then choose something appropriate that's going to help me feel that way. And it doesn't, it doesn't have to be your whole outfit. It can just be, something as small as a little bracelet or a scarf, or a pair of socks,
yeah.
even, just so you've got that connection to a certain color. But yeah, I think a lot of people will just chuck anything on and
Mm,
not think about either how they're feeling at the moment or how they're going to feel when they're wearing it. So I think if you can, if you can think about how you want it to feel,
mm,
how especially if you've got something on that day, perhaps, if you're going for a job interview or you've got a big meeting, excuse me, you might want to feel a certain way. So choosing the right colors that are going to help you feel that emotion
yeah.
is a really good way of kind of making a decision.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like, actually, I love that. And again, you've expressed that really beautifully and simply, which
Mm.
is great. So from now on, because before I get up in the morning, before I even get out of bed, I always intend how my day is going to be. Like, I
Right.
always
Yeah.
choose the energy that I want to be in for that day, which is
Yeah.
interesting that you said that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think that's the best way, isn't it? Is to set that intention and then think, right, this is how I want to feel,
yeah.
and then choose something accordingly.
And everything kind of works in around it. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. I will do that in future, Kerry. I'm going to put that intention into
Yeah.
whatever it is I'm going to put on is going to actually resonate with the energy that I want to create that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that, even if you don't sort of physically have it as well, you
Yeah.
kind of got that psychological association. So even if you spend, you kind of take a break for 5 minutes and you do a nice little sort of breathing exercise or a visualization, you can imagine the color
Yeah.
around you,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
that would help.
All right. No, that's wonderful. Okay. So you've given me an idea now. I hope this is going to be okay. Would you like to do a visualization with us now?
Oh gosh, I don't have anything.
On what you've just said, just on what you just said
Just
about the colour that you want to bring in.
okay, kind of.
Maybe you let people decide what that is. You don't necessarily need to know.
Yeah, I think I think if you just sort of center yourself and take a few deep breaths and think, well, how am I
Okay.
feeling? Am I feeling how I want to feel? And if
Yeah.
not, how do I want to feel? Choose
Mm.
the sort of emotion that you want to be feeling, and try and embody that through the color. So perhaps if you're feeling a little bit anxious, you might want to imagine a nice soft green, a nice sage or kind of jade color green all around you. Um, on the flip side of that, if you're feeling a little bit sluggish today, it's quite hot, so maybe you're feeling a little bit low energy. Um, Try just visualizing a nice cool blue, perhaps,
Mm.
or even a kind of a vibrant yellow that would sort of boost your energy, or an orange. I wouldn't perhaps say red. I know you're wearing red, but if you're already feeling a little bit sort of hot physically,
Mm.
red perhaps might just make that too much. So
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say
Okay.
keep sort of yellows or oranges, or yeah, like a nice cool blue, just to
Yeah.
lift your energy that way.
Mm. Okay. All right. No, that's lovely. I love the idea of that, being able to connect in that way and just breathing in the colour, really. The
Yeah,
free.
breathing it in and letting it out as you breathe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No, that's lovely. Thank you. Yeah. Um, Yes, I'm trying very hard to wear other colours other than red and pink. I do struggle. I
Yeah,
struggle with that because they're my very favourite colours. They always have been. Uh,
yeah.
so, but I do introduce like occasionally blues. I love violet, but I can't seem to find any violet
Mm.
clothes at the moment. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, so that's another reason why in the mornings I have this kind of weird thing of take that off, put that on, because what's happening is I'm putting something red on, take that off, put something pink on, take that off, put the colours red, and there here we go, and it's like
Yeah.
dance between those two.
I think really if you as I say if you've got that intention, that helps you to make the decision because you might think, well, actually, I need to feel calm today. And red is only going to sort of exacerbate feelings of kind of energy and
Yeah,
sort of
yeah, that's right.
frustration perhaps, or it could sort of spill over. So if you want to feel the opposite, then don't wear the color that's sort of mostly associated with it.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think, there is a very fine line.
Mm,
I found that, you can have too much of a color and it
yeah,
can sort of tip you over into the negative side of the emotions. Too much red could, leave you to be a little bit short-tempered, a little bit agitated, um, maybe a little aggressive. I can't imagine you being aggressive ever, Jane, but you might sort of start to feel a bit snappy and a bit short-tempered
mm,
or something. So just it's
right.
it's a very fine line. If you notice yourself feeling like that, then think about actually, am I wearing too much red? Have I got too much around me? That kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
I would do that definitely. Yeah, thank
And
you. Oh no, I love it.
of course, it doesn't have to, like I say, it doesn't have to be a bright red. If you like red,
Mm.
there's so many different shades
Yes, that's true.
of,
Yeah, there are.
of
Yeah.
red that you could choose. It doesn't have to be a bright sort of pillar box or fire
Mm.
engine red. It can be a burgundy or darker sort of color,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, burgundy is nice as well. Yeah. Yeah, okay. No, no, you've given me lots to think about today. Lovely, fantastic. I love that. Yeah. Um, okay, so colour then. If we talk about colour with food, the food
Yeah.
we choose, I mean, presumably the colour frequency has a big um,
Mm.
influence on us, doesn't it, with our food choices?
This is a very interesting one because this is something that I've actually been a lot more conscious of
Mm,
lately. Um, and I'm sure, a lot of people have heard the whole thing about you're supposed to have a rainbow plate of food so that you get the right nutrients and vitamins and all this kind of thing. But
mm,
yeah, I mean, I kind of approach it more from an emotional point of view rather than a actual physical point of view now.
mm,
It's funny, I was only thinking about this morning. I've got pink water, so I'm
yeah,
filling myself up with self-love and compassion when I drink my water.
yeah.
Every morning now I drink my power tea, which I call my power tea, which is a turmeric and lemon tea. So it's yellow. So I'm
Mm,
drinking that energy of yellow. So I'm getting that confidence. I'm getting that I'm boosting my solar plexus chakra and sort of imagining that filling me with confidence.
mm,
And then when I have my green smoothies, it's not just for the health benefits, it's for that balance and that harmony that I want to feel. It's about opening my heart and being able to receive abundance because green is very good for abundance. So thinking about what you're eating and drinking in that kind of way,
yeah.
I think might make it a little bit easier because if you're, like me, I struggle really badly with eating fresh fruit and veg. Um,
Mm.
I'm terrible, which is why I have to have a smoothie every day because otherwise I wouldn't get any vitamins. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, if you struggle to eat healthily, I
Mm,
think, try sort of introducing color on your plate or in your drink in that way and think of it from an emotional point of view rather than a physical point of view,
yeah.
how you want to feel. It can sort of be an easier way of bringing it in, I think.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I think so, definitely. Yeah. No, I like that. And I love the fact that you fill yourself up with the pink water every day as
Yeah.
well.
I drink a gallon full of love every day.
Wonderful. Yeah. And the smoothies, as you say, is good if you're not good with eating veg and fruit
Yes.
and stuff like that. I mean, I love all
Yeah.
kinds of vegetables and fruits. I love them all. But I know a lot of people don't. So something
Yeah.
like a smoothie is great, isn't it? Because you can
Yeah.
incorporate a lot of things in
Absolutely.
there.
And I used to sort of, well, I sometimes do what I call my traffic light smoothies. So
Yeah.
I will do a green one with my green veg fruits in, and then an orange one or orangey yellow with like mango, pineapple, banana perhaps.
Mm.
So you've got an orange, so you've got the yellow energy, yeah, an orange energy,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the red one, which is your berries.
Yeah.
Got that bold kind of courageous, dynamic energy coming in as well. So you can kind of choose your food and drink based on how you want to feel as well.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think it's really lovely. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of well, it just with color therapy and using color in that way,
Mm.
it just literally feeds us on every level, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are so many ways that you can
Mm,
bring color in. It doesn't have to be clothing. It
mm,
doesn't have to be, it can be a mixture of all sorts. And even, say just small ways that you can bring color in on a
yeah,
daily basis. There's so many different ways: artwork, accessories, wall colors, food and drink, clothing, and say visualization, just
yeah, yeah, which
everywhere. It's everywhere. It's available to
yeah,
everyone, unless you've got eye problems and you
yeah,
colorblind or
mm,
something. But even then, it's more about the frequency rather than what you actually
yeah,
see.
yeah, that's true. That's very true, actually. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and what about crystals? Do you work with crystals at all, Kerry?
I have crystals around. I'm not a huge expert on them.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, the colors in the crystals generally tend to correspond with, the properties and what they're bringing in and what they're amplifying. So
Yeah,
yeah, I do love crystals. I just tend to have them dotted around the house.
yeah,
Certain
okay.
areas. Because feng shui as well, obviously color is big in feng shui.
Mm,
And so I use crystals in the corresponding kind of energy areas,
yeah,
color correspondence there
yeah,
way.
great. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, lovely, wonderful. Yeah, I'm just thinking because you've just reminded me with your pink water that the crystal water that you can make really easily
Right.
and then drink the
Ah,
essence of that
yeah.
as well. Something I do all the time, something I use in teaching my courses all the time is
Right.
to do that because it really does help
Mm,
to change your frequency as you drink that crystal essence because you've put all of your intention into what it is you want that essence to do for you.
yes.
And it's very easy to make. Have you ever made one?
I've never made it. No. How do
Okay.
you
So,
do?
spring water,
Yeah.
yeah, a glass full of spring water, and then whatever crystals you're going to put in there. So, I would usually suggest starting out with things like maybe citrine is a good
Mm,
crystal to put in there. And again, as you well know, that's all about energizing the solar plexus and bringing in us also not just that, but Christine, yeah, they've all got names, but they have for me anyway. Citrine, okay, is also known as the cuddle stone,
how
which
is it?
brings you a lot of love and affection and real holding energy with that one. So that's a
Right.
lovely one to pop in the water.
Mm,
Clear quartz is great. Clear quartz will substitute virtually any crystal anyway. Things like amethyst maybe. It depends what it is that you want that crystal
yeah.
to do for you.
Yeah.
No more than 3 crystals because
Do you
otherwise
just use is it like the little
you
tumble stones or?
can put large ones in. I sometimes put this
Oh,
quartz wand, I sometimes put that in there with a couple of tiny little other ones in there as well.
yeah.
before you put them in, so you get your crystal water, right? You put it into your glass, and you just ask, or you use your intention to energize that water with love. Okay, and you can energize it. You can visualize it. You're bringing light in through your crown,
Mm.
into your heart, down your arms, and then you're wrapping that around the glass.
Mm.
You're putting that power, that love, into that water. When you've done that, you then, your crystals you should have ready already, and you've already asked them, will
Mm.
you work with me to make this beautiful crystal essence? Yeah. And then you just gently put them into the water. And then just leave it. So what I'll do is leave it overnight, yeah, in a place. If you want to leave it in the moonlight on a windowsill, if you want the moon energy, fine. But leave it overnight somewhere quiet. And then in the morning, cover it, of course, so you don't get dust in there. In the morning, very gently take the crystals out and thank them and leave them to dry somewhere. They don't like being rubbed dry, crystals, by the way. Just let
Right.
them dry. And then your water is,
It's infused with the
yeah, it's
energy.
infused and it's really
Yeah.
good. So you can drink it. You can give it to somebody else who's struggling a bit. It's a lovely tonic to give to somebody.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can use it on your plants. You can use it for your pets in their water and things like that. All kinds of things. It's just a really, really lovely way to work with them.
Yeah, that's really lovely because I mean, water is fascinating. The studies that have come out now
Yes.
about
Yeah.
water holding memory and changing its structure,
Yeah.
depending on the, the intentions you give it. It's
Yeah.
just
It
amazing.
is
So,
amazing. Absolutely.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're amplifying that with the crystal energy as well,
mm,
it is incredible.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Give it a go, Kerry. Let me know how it goes.
I definitely need the citrine one, I think, for abundance.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be wonderful. And they really are. You really feel it, feel something happening when you drink that essence. You really do. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful for meditation as well.
Mm,
Do drink some before you do a meditation.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, good. Wonderful. Okay. So is there anything else then that you would like to tell us about what's going on with crystal, with the colour world, what's going on with your world? Is there anything else that you want to bring into this space?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I've just got a lot in the pipeline, I think.
Yeah.
I'm actually, oh, that's what I will mention as well. Saturday on the solstice,
Mm.
anyone who's watching this before the solstice, I am taking part in a manifestation panel discussion at the Global High Vibe Summit.
Ooh.
So
Wonderful.
it's a whole weekend of different panel speakers,
Mm.
and I'm on the manifestation panel. So if anyone's got any questions about manifesting in general
Yeah.
or manifesting with color, you can register for that. If you just go to, or I think if you just search Global High Vibe Summit.
Global high vibe
It's
summit.
run by Om Spirituality, Om Spirituality. Um, and it's my talk is at 4 o'clock. So, but there are plenty of other discussions going on, depending what you're interested in. So there's one for spiritual business owners. I think there's one on self-love. There's one on
Mm.
mindfulness, that kind of thing. So it's going to be fun.
It sounds fun, and it sounds absolutely wonderful. Yeah, it
Mm.
really does. That's really exciting as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you been on there before?
No, they approached me just out of the blue, actually.
Yeah, fantastic.
So yeah, well, it's come through Substack. So connections that I've made through Substack. So
Yeah,
yeah, very exciting.
yeah, good. Oh,
Good to be
amazing.
asked to be a part of it.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm going to have loads more coming up over the next few months, I think. So
yeah,
keep
yeah,
an eye on promagic.com, sign up, and
yeah,
and you'll get all the info.
yeah, absolutely. And you can follow Kerry on Facebook as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
mostly hanging out on Facebook and Substack. I'm not using Instagram at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's
So,
preying on my energy.
yeah, it's just it's certain places suit different people, don't they? It's just
Yeah,
that way. Yeah. Um,
definitely.
Okay, so your Facebook then, how do people find you on there?
I think I am at Chromagic111 on Facebook, or you can just Google my name and it will come up, or just come and follow me on my personal page.
Yeah, on your personal page. Okay. All right. No, that's lovely. That's great, Kerry. Thank you. Wow. Oh, so much going on. It's incredible,
Yes,
isn't it?
we
Yeah.
covered a lot today, I think.
Yeah, we have. We have.
Just trying to think if there's any other angles that we haven't talked about.
Hmm.
We've done readings, we've done uh, color therapy, we've done crystals.
That's right. You've taught us how to do a visualization, working with color as well, bringing that in for the color that we
Yeah.
desire to have. Yeah, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, say there's so many ways that you can bring color in and use it to tune your own energy field,
Yeah.
and get you manifesting your dream life.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, which is fantastic. And your course is all about that, isn't it? This program,
Yes.
this 3-week program.
The Attract on Autopilot is going to be all about that. It's going to be a
Yeah.
deep dive into the 3 different areas.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's going to be lots of fun, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it does. It sounds absolutely amazing. It really
There's
does.
there's nothing else that I know of that's like it, that's teaching manifestation in this way.
Yeah.
Um, Certain people are talking, I mean, more and more people now are talking about energetic alignment,
Mm.
um, and color is just another way of doing this if
Yeah.
the usual kind of practices don't suit you. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
more
Yeah. It's
informative.
all about
Yeah.
finding the frequency that is you, isn't
Mm.
it? Really? Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely my preferred way, and it takes such little effort
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well.
It's
Just
also good.
be around you all the time, and you don't have to think about it. You don't have to
Yeah.
set time to sit and do a specific practice unless you want to do a meditation or something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you can just be surrounded by the energy of color all
Yeah.
the
Yeah. And that is wonderful, isn't it? Particularly like you say, because so many of us have done so much stuff, haven't we?
yeah,
We've got so much work on
yeah. We've
ourselves.
done all the things.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. So it is lovely just to pare it back and, just really simplify it all and
Yeah,
just know and just trust, actually, trust that
trust. Yeah,
it's all happening. It's all there. It just is. We don't have to keep pushing and pushing and striving all the time
this
to
is
do
this
this.
is the whole
Mm,
premise, is that it's not about how
yeah,
much you do or what you do. It's about who you are and who you're being and the energy that you're giving out. So
yeah, that's right. And the connection, isn't it? It's about making that connection. That's in the easy way, like you say, because if you try, then instantly you're out of
exactly,
there, aren't you?
exactly, yeah, it's the paradox. The
Yeah,
more you try,
yeah, that's right. The
is
further away you get.
the further away it gets. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kerry. Well, it's just been so wonderful. It's been delightful to have
Yeah,
you.
it's been
It
so much
really
fun.
has. It's been really, really lovely. I've got
I mean, I could talk about color all day, so
yeah, yeah, I can tell that. Yeah. That's great. And it's always good when you're really passionate about something, isn't it? Because it's that passion that shines through. And
Mm,
that is magnetic, isn't it?
makes
People
it
love
so
that.
much
They
easier. Yeah,
really love that. Yeah. Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Okay. Well, I just really want to say thank you again. Thank you so much for being
Yeah.
here with me today. It's been an absolute joy. Yeah, and I will get this recording sorted out and put up onto my YouTube channel and onto Facebook, so everyone will be able to catch up with it that time. Okay. Yeah. So I think I haven't got anything else to say. Have you?
I don't think so. I think we've covered pretty much everything
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
all places, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
If
Kerry.
anyone's got any questions at all, just pop me a DM or
Yeah.
message, email.
Yeah. Yeah. And make sure you do, everybody. Yeah. Make sure you contact Kerry because she is amazing. Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank
Kerry.
you.
And sending you lots of love and lots of love to everyone watching this beautiful podcast with us. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Hang on.